still.
So I'm just thinking that when you look at the Leafs lineup, it's like that's the lineup that's given them the most success, except for Connor Timmins.
Timmins, by the way, picking up a fine.
Oh yeah, for the cross check on who was it?
I don't remember.
Seattle.
But they punished those now.
$2,500. Crazy.
Yeah.
And to answer your question about roster size, Steve, they're at 23 of 23 roster positions, and Bertuzzi and Reaves made the swap, so they're still at 23 of 23.
So when Bertuzzi comes back, they're going to have to make a move.
There's a decision to be made. Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Extremely interesting. Now, I don't love Benoit Timmins, but I will say they played a real good game against Seattle. So, I mean, I guess stick with it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. And I mean, in terms of getting guys rest, I don't think you get them a game on, get them a game off, no, do 2 or 3. I think Gio needed more than one game. You know, would I have made it Timmins? Not necessarily. Maybe if they had lost, I'd go for Lagesson, but they won. So keep Timmins in there.
Well,
I understand the rationale.
Yeah.
Holmberg, Tavares, Nylander makes me want to puke. But I understand.
Sammy will start. He talked yesterday about how his dad said that you have to fight for this. You have to do it for your family. You have a kid. And he said it's a major part of his motivation. He says he feels motivated and ready to go in every night.
How aren't you cheering for him with your whole chest?
I know. I've always really liked this guy.
Yeah. No, he's always just seemed like super happy-go-lucky, and it's his biggest test of the season, big time.
Yeah, this is
friggin' Jets.
Yeah, and the friggin' Jets are friggin' good.
He's gonna have to be one of the best players on the ice. There's no other way around it.
Yeah, and I wonder what the thing I'm looking for tonight is attention to detail. I really want to watch how detailed they are, especially when they don't have the puck. And I know that sounds super generic, but the Leafs, there's questions about the relationship with Keefe. There's questions about if he's an effective coach or if it's a team issue or whatever, and you can fall on whatever side you want. If they're not playing detailed hockey, that is a problem. That is a problem. And whether or not the coach deserves it, you could be sliding towards removing the coach.
I'm interested in the physical aspect of this game.
Okay.
Because, listen, the Jets are probably, based on their record, the more skilled team. Top to bottom, right? Leafs maybe have the better high-end talent. They're the better team top to bottom. What usually happens to the better team? You try to beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
The Leafs are used to being on the other end of that.
Being beaten up.
Yes. So, it's going to be an interesting role reversal here. Like they're in a little streak of games where you're playing teams that are clearly better than you. The Jets are clearly better than them. There's no way around it. You got to beat the shit.
The Leafs are the 4th best team in Canada this year.
The Canucks, the Oilers, the Jets. Where's the argument?
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. Where's the argument?
I like how you ignored Adam saying that we're trending towards them getting rid of the coach, because I think that's a very interesting. Like if they go out there and they throw up stinkers against these good teams, is it more like evidence that Sheldon Keefe is the problem?
I
would never call him the problem, but yes.
Unlike you, apparently, listen to the Chris Johnston show. And until he says there's a crack in the armor, I'm just going to continue business as usual. Now, listen, they get smoked back-to-back games by the Jets. Yeah. Because I think the conversation starts.
Don't you sit there and you say, okay, here's proof against a very good team that you can't hold your own?
There have been ups and downs this season where you go, maybe, and maybe not. I think if the Jets smack you around for 2 games, yeah.
Are you sitting there Sunday morning or Sunday, I guess, into the wee mornings if you're filming the LFR late, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to say it.
I'm going to say it.
Keefe's got to go.
Pull up their schedule. Because now I think what we can do is look at the games that they have remaining heading into the All-Star break. Right?
Are you going to fire your coach going to the All-Star break?
That you're hosting?
Yeah.
But let's see what they got.
It's these 2 against the Jets, Wednesday, Saturday.
Right. Okay.
And then
you got lots of rest there too.
Then you got nothing. Then you got the All-Star break.
Wow, that's it?
Yeah. Yep.
No.
Yep. They're off. After Saturday, the Leafs do not play again until February 5th.
Oh, wow.
So,
which Steve is doing a live stream for.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay, you get smacked around by the Jets, and that's how you go into the All-Star break, and then you get and be alone with your thoughts. Then you
which is never good.
never good. You host the Islanders. That's a fascinating one that we are going to be streaming. Their first time playing the Islanders with Patrick Waugh as coach. They weren't able to beat them when they had the other guy, so maybe this is to their advantage. Then you have the Dallas Stars. Boy, there's a lot of tests in there. That is back to back to back to back. Then you get the Sens.
Who always play you hard.
God's sake, beat them.
If they lose to the Sens, new head coach on Sunday the 11th.
Man, you can't give the Senators fans that. You can't give that to them. We got your head. We're terrible, but we got your head coach fired. We win the cup.
Well,
we can't have that. You can't let them do that. No January cups. Or February.
You're heading into a stretch of essentially 6 home games coming out of the All-Star game. So you don't have to go anywhere for the All-Star game.
You stop. Stop it.
Well, you don't.
No, he called the Ottawa Senators road game a home game.
Well,
Steve is dissing your franchise.
Islanders are at home. The Stars are at home. The Sens building is, you could drive there and it's going to be filled with mostly your fans. Then it's 3 straight actual home games. Then you go on a road trip.
And a home game in St. Louis.
Like, I'm sorry. If you have a rough stretch and then you lose to the Ducks at the end of it at home. This is a big evaluation period coming out of the All-Star game, man.
They got to go like 4-2, I think, to be happy with that 6-game home stretch.
I mean, you're at home. You should expect to beat the Ducks. You should expect to beat the Blues. The Flyers are somehow second in their division. And then you got to get at least one win against, Jesus, you need to beat the Sens, for God's sake. Then you got to get at least one win against the Islanders, Stars, or Flyers. Come on.
4-2.
And we're talking about them evaluating themselves against the Jets. Why shouldn't you expect to beat all of them? Fuck it. Win 6 straight. No, I'm kidding.
Well, you expect to go 82-0.
I mean, you're hosting the Stars. If you think you're a team worthy of playoff contention, you should be looking at all those games going, we're the favorite. I think 4-2 is perfectly acceptable, Jesse. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
but will they? And that is the question. And that's why we hang around and watch the games.
Brossois tonight, too, not Hellebuck, right?
Which I love.
Yeah,
love
they get the...
Brossois' been incredible. So
I know.
I don't think that changes much.
Because they play excellent team defense, and then they have 2 great goaltenders.
That doesn't change much.
But it's still better than playing Hellebuck.
It is.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well,
but you'll get Hellebuck on hockey night.
Guess what that means?
Shit.
Guess what that means? You better win this one.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Very,
You
very
better
true.
win this one.